Hey, it's Johnny Barrett here. I had little bit I wanted to share with you in this video. The title is Are You Winning? Measuring Results for Electrical Contractors. And this is continuing on the theme that I recorded about last week, how the performer generates the results. In this case, you as the electrical business owner creates the results. So quick welcome. My name is Johnny Barrett. I work for Barrett Consulting. We serve electrical contractors getting the important data into their hands as the business owners and managers so that they can make good decisions and reach their targets. I wanted to talk this week a little bit about um, measuring results, and I wanted to share this book that I absolutely love, and I've read it several times and worked to apply the principles in this book in my life and in my business. It's called The 12-Week Year. Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months by Brian Moran and Michael Lennington. I highly recommend it. The book basically lays out a system for productivity. And we'll dive into a specific aspect about this. So again, I didn't come up with this on my own, but it is something that I've actively applied in my life and business. So what we're going to be talking about is found in chapter 6. Confronting the Truth is a title of the chapter, and the section we're talking about is measuring results. So I'll read this real quick. It says, measurement builds self-esteem and confidence because it documents progress and achievement. So each of us are on a continuum of, at some point in time in the past, we probably were looking at the horizon and wanting to be where we are now or close to where we are now. And so by measuring results, we're able to stop and look backwards and document our progress and achievement. And in doing so, it gives us more self-esteem because it's pretty incredible what we achieve over time. And that's why it's important to look backwards. Another thing about measuring results is that it helps us confront reality because let's say we started here, we wanted to arrive here, and we made it to this point, maybe a midpoint. Well, we can document this progress and celebrate it, which is really important to celebrate our wins. Um, but then we can also see clearly that, well, we did want to get here and we're here, so we still have some work to do. Um, in the book, it says, we all have a tendency from time to time to rationalize lackluster results, but with effective scorekeeping, we are forced to confront the reality of our situation, even when it's uncomfortable. While this can be difficult, the sooner we confront reality, the sooner we can shift our actions towards producing more desirable results. So there's that. And then the next one is through this process of confronting the reality, looking at the progress, celebrating the wins, but also seeing, if there were in areas lackluster results, it can help us align our actions once again with our objective. And the objective is a vision of a future that's bigger than the present. Um, so the next part I wanted to share, going down the line here, is knowing your numbers. So there's a quote in here. It says, "Can you imagine the CEO of a large corporation not knowing their numbers? It's no different for you and me. As the CEO of your own life and business, you need to know the numbers. Measurement provides important feedback that allows you to make intelligent decisions." And so I think of it as, just a tool that really can empower us. And, all of us have some kind of reporting that we do, some way of having a feel for what's going well, what's not going well. And we can split these into two different sections. One is a lagging indicator and the other is a leading indicator. So what are these? Accounting is a great example of a lagging indicator. So accounting, for the most part, is backward looking. So we see what happened, what were the results. So that's a lagging indicator. A leading indicator would be something else. So on the business, typically it's more of a front end activity, like what are we executing on that will translate that eventually translates into a lagging indicator, such as how many leads did we generate? Of those leads, how many of the leads converted into a customer and so forth. Those are leading indicators, and by studying those, we can know ahead of time about what our lagging indicators are going to be. Um, regarding the leading indicator, it says the most important leading indicator you have is a measure of your execution. Ultimately, you have greater control over your actions than over your results. Your results are created by your actions. An execution measure indicates whether you did the things you said you were most important to achieving your goals. So that's just a little bit about leading and lagging indicators and knowing your numbers. Um, so this video is pretty short and sweet. I just wanted to share that with you. And I wanted to challenge you to think for a little bit about what are you using for lead and lagging indicators in your business? And is it working for you? Um, if it is, great. And if it's not, if there's an area that's lacking, and I want to make a challenge to you and to myself as well, to improve measurement of both the leading and the lagging indicators, um, to have those measurements against your objectives. Um, and so if you don't have a really clearly defined objective or goal, I'd recommend doing that. And this book could be an amazing resource for you doing that. In the book, they make a case for setting goals in terms of 12 weeks, which is, we know typically as like a quarter. And I think in my study, it seems like that's like kind of the perfect amount of time for us as humans to uh, see where it's off in the horizon far enough, but not too far off, or too close. So um, if you need to work on your objective, I challenge you to, make a goal and then both improve your leading and lagging indicators and start tracking that. Um, and I challenge you to celebrate the wins. Think about where you were last year or 2 or 3 years ago, um, and think about where you are now, and all that gain that you've had. Really, really celebrate that, because you put a lot into that, and there are a lot of good things that have happened. So systematically putting something into place where you're measuring well and you're celebrating your wins is a really good combo for you to just be propelled forward. So curious what your thoughts are about this. I'd love to hear if you want to share with me what are some measures that you're doing in your business for leading or lagging indicators for your electrical business. I'd love to hear from you. Just wanted to say a big thanks. Thanks for coming and checking out the video. Once again, I'll be launching a new offer soon to do like a one-time checkup on financial processes and financial performance compared to industry benchmarks. Um, this is limited to a couple spots, so if you want to be the first to hear about this, please email me, johnny@johnnybarrett.com with checkup in the subject line. Love to hear from you. And again, as always, just reach out if you have any feedbacks or questions for me. Hope you're having a good day. Talk soon. Bye.